Guys, I don't know what to say right now. It's like I root for a lot of different teams in sports. They all come from the Washington area, and it's almost never that I get to see them pull the upset. It's always like we win when we should win, but whenever we play a superior opponent, they find a way to come out. We might make it a game, but we can't get those upset wins. And today, the Washington Huskies pulled what will almost definitely be the biggest upset of this season. Washington Huskies 16, USC Trojans 13. And I am just so proud and so happy with the way this team played. Early in the game, their O line, the USC O line, was dominant, and they have an amazing O line in USC. They really do. I was so impressed with the way they were playing early. They had all those long runs, and Joe McKnight with the touchdown. But after those first two drives, our defense, I don't know what we did, but we stepped it up. We stepped it up huge. Stopping them behind the line of scrimmage, limiting the long runs, and making life miserable for Aaron Corp. And Locker led the touchdown drive, ran it in himself, our only touchdown of the day. Eric Folk tying it up before halftime, and then it was just a defensive battle. Both defenses knocking each other around. Neither defense letting things get away, and I was so proud of this defense today. I was waiting all day for Joe McKnight or one of their other great playmakers to make a big play, and other than a few drives, it didn't happen, and we forced 3 turnovers. We had opportunities to force more, but whenever USC was in position to score, it seemed like we would come up with the turnover. The 2 fumbles and the pick. We only got 3 points off those turnovers, but we kept them from scoring so much. Locker had a couple of shaky throws, but he came back. And on that last drive, he threw 2 amazing passes. And, he was getting pressured all game, getting hammered by the USC defensive line, which is an amazing defensive line. He was getting hammered all day. And on the biggest play of the game, he got hammered and got us an extra 7 yards on a roughing the passer penalty. And on top of that, on that play, he completed the biggest pass of the game down the sideline. Polk did not have a good day in terms of stats, but he played so tough. He broke out some long runs, ran with power, and made the most out of every play. And I was so proud of him, even though he may have not had a dominant statistical day. If you watch this game, you know that he was doing everything he could out there, and he did make some plays out there. And James Johnson, he dropped a pass on a drive, killed the drive, was a real downer, but you get over that stuff, and he caught 7 balls out there today. I can't say anything bad about that. Curse with the 2 big catches down the stretch to set up the field goal. Polk and Fogerson with catches out of the backfield. Other than 1 or 2 drops, which are going to happen, we did an amazing job out there. Our kicker making all 3 of his field goals, including a 46-yarder and the game winner. And our offense did not turn it over, converted 3rd downs, racked up, close to 300 total yards, but I'm not really here to talk about that, guys. I'm here to talk about the defense. Defense stepped up so big today, and I could not believe what I was seeing out there. And, when I made my preview video, I thought Matt Barkley and Taylor Mays were going to play, and if I knew they weren't, I might have been singing a slightly different tune in my pregame, but I never would have thought we could win. And, I got to admit, some Huskies fans are probably going to throw me under the bus for saying that, but I don't care. We won, and it was a great game. Shutting down Aaron Corp, he was nothing out there. Couldn't hit any big plays, was just useless. We couldn't get much quarterback pressure, but our secondary stepped it up, holding their passing game to 110 yards. Joe McKnight and Johnson and Havili had their big plays, and they're going to do that. They're great players, but through a lot of this game, we limited them to very mediocre carries, if that. And that impressed the hell out of me because they have a great offensive line, and for most of that game, we outplayed them viciously. Our linebackers making plays with the pick, all those great tackles they made. 0 and 10 on third down, 0 and 1 on fourth down. There's nothing more that needs to be said. When we needed to make a play, we did. You know, USC racked up well over 200 yards on the ground, actually 250, and they outgained us, but we forced turnovers when we needed to, and god damn it, we won this game. First Pac-10 game at home, USC 16-13, and I can't believe it. And USC fans, I know there are a lot of you on there. I know you had injuries. I understand that, but I don't want to hear about how this game was a fluke, because it was not. I watched this whole game, and if I thought it was fluky, I would say so. I really would. But that was no fluke. What you saw out there today was a defensive struggle with less than 30 combined points. And we won by being slightly tougher, by forcing more turnovers. If we had won on the strength of a ton of 90-yard plays and long touchdowns and, you know, broken plays that turned into long runs, yeah, I'd get on here and say, man, we got lucky there. I would say that if that happened, but it didn't happen. We didn't have big plays. Outside of maybe one throw to Curse down the sideline, we didn't have big plays, period. It was all about working hard, grinding it down the field slowly, accepting punts, holding on defense, forcing turnovers, and we did all that. And I'm just so impressed and proud of the guys today, especially the defense. And 2-1. It's been a long time since I've seen a major upset in Seattle sports, and today I saw one. And what will this mean now? Can we continue this on and beat Stanford next week? Can we have a winning season? Can we go to a bowl game? I don't know, guys, but we did what we needed to do tonight, and so proud, and that's really all I got. I'll talk about Stanford later, but right now I'm just going to enjoy this, and all you guys should enjoy this one. Bow down to Washington.